I am in Las Vegas, Nevada right now with Chobra for another interview. Sometimes we do them in Poland, sometimes we do them in Tallahassee, Florida. Right now it's in Las Vegas, Nevada for the Heroes Championships. Why do you look shocked?
You make it sound like it's super, like just another interview with Chobra. Happens all the time.
It is. every now and then I get a chance to, interview somebody like Double Lift, Reynad, a big name, but then I have to interview you because I just need filler. This is what I call esports event filler.
You're just covering a broader audience, man. All right, you gotta cover the little man.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go with that. Either way, what are you doing here?
Well, Travis, I'm hosting the Heroes of the Storm America's Championship and co-hosting with Anna Prosser. It's the first time we're working together, so that's pretty fun. I get to interview the teams, I get to introduce them, hype up the crowd, things that I love doing.
How did that work? Was Blizzard like, we'd love to have you host, but we feel like you're only 50% there, so we're going to bring another person so that you can double host?
No, that's not how the conversation went at all. No, they were just like, we'd love you to host this event. At the same time, we are going to have a co-host because I think, it's nice. It's a nice change because so many events are just one host. But Heroes of the Storm, last year BlizzCon also had two hosts. So, it's nice. And Anna's been pretty active in the Heroes of the Storm community. So I think it's a nice balance.
Okay, so you're normally going crazy, deep diving into Dota for TI, or you're doing CSGO, I think. I don't know. All this other stuff. How are you able to know what's going on here? Like when you're interviewing somebody, how do you know their name?
So, I do a lot of research, and I do actually work for my job. This summer has been a little tougher than in the past when I have done maybe 3 games, League of Legends, Hearthstone, and StarCraft. Even then it was a little tough, but this summer, because it's every week I have to switch gears again. So basically, I spend time on the plane memorizing Wikipedia pages on all the players and their histories, all the relevant stuff, and then I always make sure at every event I come in and I talk to the commentators, and I'm like, all right, what do you think is the highlight for you? And they all have different opinions, and it's great, because then I can pick it out depending on the game. I try to watch the game really closely live so I can pick up stuff from the commentators. And of course, I try to play all the games. I have a little bit of a rotation. Mondays I'll play this game, etc.
What do you think of the event so far? We should say that we're only about halfway through the first day, but thoughts on the event?
To be very honest, a 10 a.m. start is pretty early, and we're in Vegas, so people are probably staying out a little bit late.
Were you out late last night, Chobra?
I was not out that late, no. I was also not out, but anyway. We were very pleased. I think everyone was very pleased to see so many people were showing up as early birds right on time. And then we've had a relatively full house throughout the day. There's a lot of people checking out Blizzard gear and whatnot, so you'll see people shift back and forth. But that's been great. The crowd's been pretty responsive, and that's what I've noticed even from MSIMG at PAX. The Heroes of the Storm fans are very involved when they watch the game. They're very unified, and they're cheering for team fights and whatnot, so that's pretty cool.
Is there anyone here that has been exciting for you to see that you haven't seen in a while? I know you said it's exciting to work with Anna, but I saw Zuna. He's a former League pro. So anybody for you?
Well, yeah, so I met some of those guys at MSIMG at PAX, but it was nice to see Zuna again. We caught up a little bit, chatted. Of course, working with Tastosis a little bit more. It's funny because when we were in Korea, we would never spend time together that much, but now we're seeing each other more often just because we're doing the same games now. So that's pretty cool. There's this guy named Travis Gafford. Not necessarily happy, but shocked that I'm seeing him so often these days. Just being honest, that's what interviews are for. To notify the people of the truth. Isn't that right, Travis?
Oh, there, you finally threw back to me. I was I'm just going to keep the mic here, make him feel awkward for this. And you figured out how to get back to me. Good job. That's why you're an expert host. Now, talk to me a little bit about the Heroes community, because I don't tend to go on that subreddit that often or go online. What for you when you walk on stage here? Are you afraid you're going to get a lot of criticism? Are people very embracing of you?
So far, I feel like it's been pretty neutral. Obviously, this is my second time doing an event for Heroes, and overall the community itself is still growing, but even when I started playing in the alpha through the beta of the game, when I've been part of the community, it's a little unique. It's got a hint of grassroots, but then it's like a Blizzard title, so all these people are like, well, I come from Diablo, I come from StarCraft, so that's pretty cool. And like I said, but at an event, I feel like you have a nice balance of kind of the intimacy of StarCraft fans, but then because it's a new game, it's a team game, so it's a little bit more like a team sport, so people are a little bit more riled up. So it's nice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, I would say.
Very good. Chobra, is there anything you want to say to any of the Heroes fans out there, or any of your fans? I think there's a couple.
There's a handful. But to the Heroes fans in general, first of all, thank you so much for showing so much support for the tournament and all Heroes events overall. It's been I've been really happy to see that growth in the community. Very happy that I could be here. Hopefully you're enjoying the show that I'm hosting. If you're not, you can let me know at Will Chobra what you hated about it, and I can see if I can fix it, but I may still show up without all the fixes you wanted, and then you can still tweet at me more angrily, and that's cool too.
It's good. I mean, I think you can maybe apply that feedback, and next time you won't need the co-host as a crutch, right?
No, that's not. I think
that's what we're going with. Am I going to see you drunk at the Twitch party tomorrow?
No.
You can check out the rest of our coverage of all things Heroes of the Storm and more at GameSpot.com.